Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Paragoner, and this is my review of Battlefield 4. Keep in mind that this is just my opinion of the game, as it is with all of my reviews. And my rating system, from worst rating to best, is rubbish, bad, okay, good, great, and fantastic for the best rating that a game can get. So, Battlefield 4 is a multiplayer first-person shooter that is known for being epic. It is made by DICE and came out in 2013. I played it on the PS4, but it is also on PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. It's not as good on the last-gen consoles, but there is still some fun to be had with it. So anyways, I mentioned that this is a multiplayer first-person shooter. It is, but it also has a campaign. I feel like these games shouldn't even have a campaign, and I don't even know why they want to put them in there anymore. Maybe it's because EA makes them. But anyways, this campaign is at least better than Battlefield 3's campaign, but it's still a very generic, modern military first-person shooter campaign. But it is a good show-off for epic moments and some beautiful graphics. By the way, this game has the best graphics of any game I've ever played. I don't really care how realistic or HD graphics look if you know anything about my other reviews or who I am. I care more about the graphical style, but I do want to congratulate them on making very realistic graphics, and that actually does fit with the nice graphical style of the game, because this is trying to be one of the most realistic first-person shooters. So this game is quite immersive. It also has good sounds, but you know, there's sounds like gun shooting and missiles flying by your face. One thing to say about the campaign, although I haven't finished it, I've heard there are 3 different endings, so at least they're trying to do something new. But anyways, the campaign is pretty boring and not something you're going to be spending your time in, so let's talk about the main thing in this game, multiplayer. Multiplayer is what this game is really meant for, and they're trying to make it like a kind of realistic first-person shooter multiplayer, but also very epic. What's funny with it being realistic is no game is going to be entirely realistic, and there's still a bunch of glitches and stuff. For the most part, Battlefield is extremely team-based, so you need to rely on your teammates in most cases, but I find that the funnest thing in this game is just to have fun, really, and just mess around and do whatever you want. That might be winning sometimes. Sometimes that just might be trying to kill your teammates by ramming jets into them.
Wow. You killed me.
So anyways, you can earn XP to unlock stuff like most games like this. Some stuff for me has got locked again. Also, the most recent time that I played it, I'm not sure if my kits just got reset or if everything got locked for me again. So if it did, I will be very mad. And this game has had so many issues at the launch of it. They're trying very hard to fix that now, and it has been mostly fixed, but there are still a lot of problems in the game, such as me possibly losing all of my unlocks ever. I still don't know if I did or not. I have unlocked some things before, and then next time that I went to play, they were locked again. So they definitely have some things that they aren't doing well in the game. Anyways, there are 4 kits, which are different classes, and they all are pretty well balanced, and they all have a good use. So first, there is Assault. This is kind of your basic infantry soldier thing. They're also the medic class, and they have grenade launchers and assault rifles. There's engineer, which is best if you are using vehicles. They have close range PDWs, they can fix vehicles, and they're good for killing vehicles too. Then there is support, which is like your heavy class. You have LMGs. You have a lot of ammo, and it is a very defensive class, and you will get C4s on that class as your last unlock. I'm just mentioning that because C4s are so much fun in this game. And then Recon is basically your sniper class. You have snipers on that class. You have C4 from the get-go, so that's cool. And you have some other stealthy type things, and there's like a spawn beacon so that people on your team can spawn at that place. But anyways, all of these kits have a knife, some grenades, carbines, which are actually very overpowered, so I don't like to use them personally. There's DMRs, which are extremely underpowered. They're so underpowered that in general I don't like using them, but with me, I like using guns because they're fun. And sometimes when a gun is too good, it's either really fun to use or not fun at all to use. And same goes with guns that are really bad. They're either really boring to use because you can't do anything with it, or they're just really fun. So yeah, basically DMRs are a mix between an assault rifle and a sniper, except for they are terrible, and you won't be getting hardly any kills with them. Then all of the classes also have shotguns. Shotguns, by the way, are probably one of my favorite gun types. also along with snipers in any video game, and I definitely enjoy them here. Battlefield is also known for its large maps, and on the next-gen consoles and PC, there can be up to 64 players in one round of Battlefield or match. I'm still kind of confused on what they call games. I think it's rounds. But yeah, that is a huge amount of players, and even though you're on a very large map, it can still play very fast-paced. There are vehicles in this game, which are probably one of my favorite things about this game, actually. They can be used with all kits. They can be customized like kits, although it does seem like it takes a really long time to unlock things on some of them. There are ground, water, and air vehicles. My personal favorite is the attack boat. That is the only thing in the game that I have everything unlocked for, and it was actually really easy to unlock things for that. But for things like jets, it seems like I can't unlock anything for it. Also, I really like helicopters, but in this game it feels like you are constantly being locked onto, so they aren't really as fun as they were in Battlefield 3. Which, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I wasn't locked onto as much in Battlefield 3, and I did play it on the PlayStation 3 though. So yeah, helicopters aren't as fun anymore because you're just going to die because you're a big open target up in the air and people have lock-on missiles. Also, helicopters can't really dodge missiles easily or move out of the way that fast. And what really bugs me is that you have flares that you can shoot off so that missiles don't hit you, but those take much longer of a time to reload than the enemy's missiles do. So you're basically going to die for sure if you're in a helicopter. If you stay alive in one for the whole rounds, then you're probably a really good player, like extremely good. Battlefield Pro, I guess. Anyways, so the Battlefield games are known for epicness, and one of those epic things that they have is destruction. There is smaller destruction, which seems to make a bigger difference most of the time, but there is also Levolution, which is huge destruction, which is extremely epic, and it is on a feature on each of the maps that come with the disc. Most of the maps are pretty good, but some of them are better. I'm going to talk about my favorites, but also some of the maps are really just boring and I don't like them as much, so I just want to talk about them. So anyways, my favorite maps are Siege of Shanghai, which takes place in Shanghai. There are huge, tall buildings. This map was in the beta, which I played, so I know it quite well. And there's water in the middle, there's a bridge going from side to side, and there's a huge tower that can fall down and is in like every trailer for this game. There is Hainan Resort, which is like a bunch of islands, kind of like a delta type thing, I guess, but it's also connected to land. And there are sort of like river things through the map and like roads on the side, so it's like really interesting. And there's a hotel in the middle. Flood Zone, which is a flooded city, and that map looks so beautiful on the rooftop areas of the map. There's Operation Locker, which has no vehicles, it's infantry only. It's a prison in a snowy mountain, and there's tons of close quarters combat, and I love using an LMG on this map. You can just get a ton of kills, and people are constantly killing each other and throwing grenades, and it's crazy. That's what I love about that map. There are some huge firefights. But my favorite map is Paracel Storm. This one is in the middle of the ocean on some islands, and it starts out kind of like a Paradise Island thing, but like halfway through the match, there is a hurricane that comes, and there's some really nice graphical effects in that. Not just the graphics looking HD, but some sort of a good effect, which is actually something good that is quite cool. It's really cool to see the rain on your screen and the trees blowing in the wind violently and stuff. And also, if you shoot this little thing, then a big ship can come and crash into the middle island and kill people if they're in the way of it. So yeah, there are boats on that map because it's one of the water maps, and jet skis are fun. They're basically like dirt bikes in Battlefield 3, except for in the water. So yeah, this is definitely my favorite map. It just seems well made and just really a ton of fun. There's a lot of things to keep you playing and to keep you really interested in multiplayer and to keep on trying to unlock things. But I think that messing around is one of the most fun things in this game. I love joining empty games and having some friends come in and just messing with them, having races, ramming our jets into each other, and just doing whatever we want. There are a lot of game modes, but Conquest is my favorite. It is like awesome and epic. It's huge, and there's all the things on the map, and you have to capture different flags and stuff. There's also more close quarters things such as Team Deathmatch, which are also quite fun. Some other fun things that are just kind of random here are skydiving, because you can like use a parachute. I love taking a jet going up to the height limit, which I think is about 2,000 meters up on most of the maps, jumping out And it's actually quite the big skydive for most video games, and then just pull your parachute when you're almost hitting the ground. Parachutes are really unrealistic in the game, kind of, and that's kind of fun, just like jumping off of a 2-story building and like opening your parachute from there just that you don't take fall damage. It's pretty silly and funny. One thing that's cool that I don't think was in Battlefield 3 was that you can pick up some special weapons that are like OP, and it's awesome to use those. That's really fun. There's also a sort of like practice training sort of map thing where there's target practice. You can use all of the vehicles and stuff and just mess around and have fun. There are trophies in this game, but most of them are for things in the single player. There are very few multiplayer ones, so trophies aren't really much of a thing that you care about in this game. I'd just rather have fun and mess around with my friends. So anyways, I am about to give the score for Battlefield 4. Keep in mind there's a lot of problems with the game still, so this is going to be what I am going to give Battlefield 4 for a score. I think this is a great game, and I have fun playing it, although I get bored sometimes in this game. I think more than I did in Battlefield 3. Not sure why that is, but there's something about it. But I still think it's better than Battlefield 3, so that's kind of weird. But anyways, this game is so much fun to mess around in or do good, and vehicles and epicness are the highlight of this awesome multiplayer first-person shooter. And I would recommend this game to people who want a good multiplayer first-person shooter that's kind of realistic and is like a modern one, I guess. But yeah, there are tons of issues at launch and stuff, but most of that is fixed now. There's still a lot of issues with the game for some reason, but anyways, it's a lot of fun to play and have fun in. So this is my review for Battlefield 4. Hope you enjoyed watching, and have a great day.